just a shame. And it really made me look differently of that part of the community. And like, it's a shame, but I mean, I still, it's funny because now people are really starting to watch it. It feels like this past week, like out in public, like it's way more people coming up and be like, oh my God, like I love the show. Oh my God, your parents met, like, which is cool. But then I do get the people that I see, like, kind of like if you go out in WeHo, like, it's crazy. Like the girls are mad still. And I'm like, you're getting your 90 minutes, like, back, so just relax. And I don't think the 30-minute cut really had anything to do with our show.
Like I said, I'm in WeHo part of the time. Like, do you get that when you're out? Like, you go out for a drink or for brunch? Like, are people like just glaring at you angrily? Which, I mean, you're not in charge of programming. And bravo and kudos to MTV, yes, for including more diversity in their programming. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Listen, I think out of the whole cast, I'm like the walking PR billboard. So I'll go out and we have like after dinner or something, and like people are drunk and people will come up like, "You're the guy from Real Friends of WeHo," and I will have a conversation, bitch, because they will be like, "This is why we're mad. This is why we're upset." And I was like, "Well, you guys can't be, and you need to give it a chance." And I'll have people be like, "I met you out and I gave the show a chance, and I'm obsessed now." Blah blah blah, because like people just aren't showing it. But I think one night, I think this Friday, I want to fucking go to the bars where they like try to turn off the TVs and be like, don't fucking turn off the TV and force those bitches to watch it. Because that's the sad part to me is just like it's ridiculous. Like get over it and like just watch the show because this could be a show to help people.
I didn't really understand it. Like, we're still getting Drag Race. Now we're getting another show, and then we're getting on top. I didn't really understand. Me personally, I was like, I don't really. I mean, I understand the argument behind it, but not really.
Also, like Monet Exchange said in an interview yesterday, like I don't want a 90-minute show. And by the way, let's not forget, RuPaul's Drag Race was always an hour up until season 10. It just changed to 90 minutes. I don't need a 90-minute show. Like I am good with 1 hour. And I'm good. So I think that that's something we should all like. Let's not forget that it has always been an hour. It's only been 4 seasons of 90 minutes.
That's true. What about Todrick? Either on social or in a interview said, okay, but here we are, we're a bunch of like successful gay men and like we're upwardly mobile and like, we're showing that side of like life and the just people only want to see gay men, like challenged or down and like you all applaud for housewives, you all applaud for the Kardashians when they're successful. What do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like no matter what, they would be angry because of where the placement is. So even if we were struggling, up and coming, whatever, but it's like there are struggles on this show about emotional struggles. So what do you want to see us like working in a grocery store struggling to pay our bills? Or like, you know, we've been there. I have worked at a grocery store. That was my first job, by the way. But like we are in this era, like we all started from something. And I think just to see that is, inspirational in and of itself. But everybody wants to be that. But if it were the opposite way, people would complain too. But it's true. Unfortunately, the gay community doesn't want to see gays being successful. They want to see the struggle and they want to see the bad side of it. And it's just like, but I mean, we're still seeing, the struggle that Curtis is going through, the struggle that, Brad's sister had to go through of being straight and going into being a lesbian. Like, it's just, that's real shit that the queer community deals with.
Yeah, and first of all, money, let me just say, does not solve all of one's problems. And two, when I can't remember the last time like someone was truly coming out on a national TV show, really, and
More money,
really,
more no, never. Yeah, think about that. And it's not all about money, more problems. And it's
yeah.
just like, when's the last time someone's come out on national television and like involved his family? His family was so gracious to be a part of it. Like, come on. And people can't get out of the way for a 30-minute part of a TV show. Tell me, make that make sense. Like, that's not a cute look for our community, and I'm sorry, but it's not.
Yeah, I didn't really understand all of the angst that, and I just figured we would address it because it is out there. Like the narrative is out there, whether.
It also makes me sad because all the people are like, time to turn off the TV when RuPaul, but then it's like, what a slap in the face to us that have been on the show, that have really shared and divulged big parts of our life that is not easy to do. and then have our own community be like, well, bye guys, like let's is everyone turning off their TVs? Like let's celebrate. To me, that's like sick and deranged. I mean, I keep saying sick and deranged, but like it is.
No.
Think about it. It's like we put our hearts on the line and our souls and our energy into this show to try and for our own community, and our own community is doing that. And like I do want to speak up more about that, and I hope that we post this ASAP because make that make sense.
Right. And I think to your point, like people that are now, DVRing and catching up and like actually sitting and like, okay, maybe they turned it off at the WeHo bars, but I sat home and watched it. They're like,
We're all sitting
wow,
up,
wait a
yeah.
second, this is good. Do you think, because I think someone even clapped back at Todrick after he made that comment, and they said, no, Todrick, it's not the show or Successful Gay Men, it's you. We start with breaking the fourth wall. I mean, we see, listen, I'm a huge Celebrity Big Brother fan. Like I watch Todrick on it. I don't really have problems with anyone because I just know how it all works in editing. But, do you think like Todrick is part of it? And I'm not coming for him, but just there is a lot of controversy surrounding him as a person.
No, but I also don't understand that if people don't like someone on the show, a group of people don't like each of us, and that's just point blank period. Like not everybody is like loved, like, and that's just how it is. But I think it's just another excuse because I think the people that were like, oh, I'm not watching because of Todrick, we're also part of the Drag Race community. The problem now is everyone's afraid to speak up in the community. Like the most influential people are afraid to go on and say, hey, I love this show, let's watch, because they think they're gonna get hate. James is not fucking posting about the show because he's afraid that his Drag Race community, but he'll happily post about RuPaul's Drag Race. Like it's just another excuse. So the Todrick thing was not because of Todrick, it was just another excuse for people because everyone knows if you don't like a show, if you don't like someone, just don't watch it. But to post about it, there's underlying things. Like to have to post, like, you or me are probably normal people. If we don't like something, let's just keep clicking and go through the next thing. I won't watch it. I would never dream of going on social media and making a petition or talking about how much we don't like something. It's so crazy to me. But I don't think it had to do with Todrick. And I think it's funny because I think the tweets that I've seen, people are really seeing a different side of Todrick and starting to really love him like we do, because like Todrick's become one of my best friends and I love him more than anything in the world. And he's just such a great person. I think you get to see that.
Do you think it's yes? I mean, that's what I say. I'm like a happy person. I would never now if you come for me, sometimes I have a minute and I'll clap back at you, but I would never in a billion trillion years go on someone's social media and just say, let me tell you why I hate you today. Never in a billion years.
Exactly. Someone like, yeah, I mean, people go on my page all the time and like someone yesterday I got so many like people watching it just like on a Sunday on a holiday, the show. So I get like an influx of DMs and stuff. But like someone yesterday was just like, oh, your show fucking sucks, like you're a scandal, blah. And then you go up and like the day before, they're like, do you have the link for this? But then the day before, they're like shitting on me for something. And then you look at their profile and they're just like a jealous human